Hello class, back here again, working on the stained glass process, and want to give you a little bit of a closer look into grinding. I'm going to grind down some pieces of my own stained glass piece. Here I have mine, okay, I have my original drawing right there, and then I've got all the pieces that I've cut out for it. And I'm here today to give you some tips when you're grinding so that you can cut your pieces as accurately as possible. So I'm going to show you how to do number 5. I'm going to show you a little trick that I like to do. So, and you can see number 5 had this kind of like curved edge, and it's really hard to get in there with my glass cutters like that. Sometimes it's really hard to get that smooth little curve. So something that you could do, excuse me, is cut this piece a little straighter, and then you can always go in and grind it down a little bit to get a little bit of that sharper curve, okay? And here's another thing I want you to do, or you can try doing. Sometimes you come over here and you take off this piece of paper and you might not be sure how much you need to grind down. Well, here's how you could do this. Get out a Sharpie, okay? And leave your paper on top of it, and then I want you to kind of color over the glass that's still sticking out from beneath the paper. Okay. Now, you have to grind down every single side of this, but as we were talking about, this side had some extra glass that we really needed to grind down so that it'll fit later on in our puzzle, and it'll kind of grind down like our original piece that we drew. So by doing that, I'm going to peel off my paper, and I'm going to go back and write in number 5 in here so I remember which piece it is. But now I know that I need to grind down this much glass. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start grinding this spot right here, and I'm not going to stop grinding until all that black part is gone. That way I know I've ground it all down. Same thing over here, there's a little excess right here. And then the sides I was really close. I actually got them pretty spot on, so I just need to grind down the edge, not grind down a bunch of glass. If that makes any sense, hopefully. So I'm going to put my dorky goggles on. You can't see this right now, but I'm got the big goggles on. I look like a bug. Turn on my grinder. I'm going to test that little sponge. Yep, I got water in there, so I'm good. Do the other side. I still got some black right there, so I'm going to go back in and grind it down slowly. Okay, this side is looking pretty good, but I still have black on that side, so I'm going to grind it down a little more. Alright, basically good. Now, it washed away a little bit, but that's okay. Go back in. That one part washed away, but that's okay because I still have my sticker. And I can just place that back on there and color it in again. There you go. Now I know how much I need to grind down. I'm good. Phew. Okay. Alright, now I've got that curve that I was looking for before. It's more curvy now. Yay! Alright, so another thing that you could do to check that you're grinding down your pieces accurately is to have that original drawing out again and go back in here and see if it fits in. Now I accidentally clipped off one of my little corners, okay? I'm not perfect, leave me alone, but you can use this to guide you, and you should. So this, your original drawing, original copy should be with you when you're grinding too, so you can kind of like grind and check and grind and check. All right, I got one more thing to talk to you about. Let's see. I'm actually going to sacrifice one of my pieces, so I've got my number 4. Do that same thing as before. Have some extra glass right there. Do this to it. Little kind of, and then I did really good on that side, so I'm good there. Here we go. And I will peel off the sticker. Right. And right to number 4. That was my number 4 piece. Alright, now here's a mistake that I saw you guys do. Some sides are easier to grind than others. Like when you have a flat side, it's really, really easy to grind because there's not a lot of change going on. It's just one flat line. The curves are a little trickier because I kind of got to move things around a little more. But you guys kind of got a little excited when grinding a flat side because it's so easy. You're pushing against the grinder harder, and then you're creating like the straight line was going away and it was kind of like indenting in a little bit. And then later on, when you were soldering stuff together, you're like, why are there these huge gaps between my pieces? So I'm actually going to show you what happened. So, go to grind, and then in the middle, some of you were pushing super hard, so you kind of lost your straight lines. And then later on, when you went to go and put things back together, you had a big gap right there, and then we had to fill that in with solder. So I want you to be careful about that. Give nice, even pressure, especially on straight lines. So let's see. Just soft pressure. Extra glass right there that needs to be turned off. Right, and I still mostly have a straight line, okay? Simple as that, so be careful with your grinding, please.